Okay, are we live? Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to a very spontaneous movie crop live. Can I hear me? Okay, there I am. All right. So, sorry I'm doing this spontaneously, I guess. I just sort of wanted to do, let me just switch. Hello, how's it going? I just sort of wanted to do this week I knew I wouldn't do one on Wednesday, and I sort of wanted to do one. So I hope this doesn't annoy anyone. I've always wanted to do a spontaneous one. This will be about an hour, I hope. So about 9:10. But first I want to say hello to Purple Goop, Austin, Quicksilver, Ramsey the Artist, Jordan Salafalo, Cornbread. Thank you, Cornbread. I actually have the tweet ready. There we go. So, yes, if you see the thumbnail, those are the three topics I'm going to talk about. I can confirm. But any time you're here, I appreciate it, Ramsey. That's fucking awesome of you. So don't worry about it. I know this is a spontaneous thing. I just thought with the Mystery Science Theater thing, and I don't know when, I should do an Insta thing. I might do Tumblr. Did Tumblr go out? Tumblr's out. Facebook. I'll do a surprise. I might do one on my regular one, but we just need to get which poster. The Third Man poster is not new, but anyway, sorry if anyone missed it. Hello, Classic Cameron. I just thought I've always wanted to do kind of a surprise one. This was not a super surprise to people on my Discord or on my Patreon. But I've always kind of wanted to do one. And so this is sort of me doing it because I had like an hour while no one's really here. And I was like, let's fucking do it. MySpace post. Maybe I should. Would anyone see it? Maybe there's like one person who's like, oh shit, Jim's still doing it? Fuck. I need to watch all these. Anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about a few things. We'll be off by 9. No segments. Not really any Patreon questions this time. I do not have an energy drink because it was a little crazy in doing stuff today. But I do have a little. This is different. And I'm sorry. This is different for the. Let's bring it down a little. For the super chats. If you want to do a super chat, you don't have a Friendster. Wow, I was on Friendster. So I have these like Trader Joe's espresso bean things. I do like them quite a bit. So that'll keep me up for this hour, even though it's 8 o'clock. But Cleese the Fetus had a Friendster. Dark Force did not. And Facebook, yeah, I remember those. Okay, anyway. So we're just gonna talk about. It is surprising I still use Tumblr. I like Tumblr. I kind of wish it had lasted. I also liked VHX when that worked. I wish that had stuck around. Anyway, we'll just do the whole spiel. Again, I'm sorry. Mukbang content? I don't know what that means. Anyway, I just eat. I should have had a coffee right before this, but I wanted to get Oscar to bed, shoot a quick short, and then Anyway, I did have a good Thanksgiving. Let's do that first. This is like, I want to do this. I did have a good Thanksgiving. We watched the parade. We made hand turkeys. And thank you, Pop Culture Guy 3000. We made hand turkeys. I made the kids kind of cool. I don't think they're anywhere around here. Is this it one? No. I made the kids, what's it? Coloring books, and I just started printed out stuff. I printed out stuff that I can find online of like color sheets. So they each had a little coloring book, and they both really like it. So that's a good. If you're ever like, hey, Steve Meister, if you're ever like looking for a thing for little kids and you don't have any money, that's like the greatest way to do it. And they both really like it. They don't want to let go of them. Anyway. I'm trying to think anything else. I have not seen Wish, and I will get into that. Maybe I'll get into that. Hello, Carter Wright. Well, I'll say this about Wish is it's not playing in any theater too close to me, and the theaters where I can take a little kid and like have food brought to us and stuff, they're not playing it. Apparently, I've read a lot of them pick Trolls, and I'm wondering if that is because DreamWorks and Universal are better at that, but maybe we'll get into that. And let's just go into it. Let's just do the addy thing at the beginning. This and everything I do is supported by you, the fans, in all seriousness. It's either through my Patreon, which has all sorts of stuff. You get postcards, you get a cool Film Route video drawing. I do have a thing to say about that after the end of this. I forgot a second. With postcards, you get more power in the movie review vote. Hello, Al Vasquez. You get all that stuff, as well as if you do a super chat during the show, I will eat an espresso bean. Usually it's a super chat. Hello, Sierra. And it helps me support me doing this, helps me do all sorts of stuff that I plan to do with Film Route Video, from advertising to get it everywhere I need to. Maybe other things in the future. It really helps grow the show in a lot of different ways, get new equipment, things of that nature. I really do appreciate if you're financially able to do so. If not, just liking this video or subscribing works. But if you're just here to watch and you're like, I'm not, even if you don't have a YouTube thing, just being here, I thank you very much. Hello, Thick Boy. How's it going? Thick Boy, I think. Anyway. Just watching is cool, just liking anything like that. But if you're just here, I very much appreciate it. Also with the Patreon, you know if I'm going to do a surprise thing, then you'd know that as well. But you'd also know on the Discord, where if you like everyone in the chat and like people in my comment section, that is the best place to interact with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're always there. It's a great place. There's the Ask Jim channel, licensed playing cards. They do movie watches. They do the general chat. You get notifications. I'm at a wedding right now. Nathaniel Fogo. Whoa. All sorts of fun stuff. It's a great community. Austin and St. Powers do a great job, and I very much thank them for it. I saw Wish, thought it was pretty boring. Okay, let's see. Which one do we have on here? Let's see. Oh, I got this one. It's a sort of... Anyway. Cheers to you, Natbox64. It's a little different vibe. I don't know. And Cornbread usually does thumbnail predictions. Not this time because I didn't give him a heads up. So normally there will be. As well as, and they did Team America for the while. I did see that. As well as, if you want, you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, a personal, and a Reels one if you like my Reels. Facebook fan group, Tumblr, TikTok. I think might have said one of those twice. But anyway, I'm going to have to drink water after each of those. This is a weird vibe. I should have just bought a gin. Oh, I did find, and I don't know if I can find it, The Rock's energy drink. I want everyone to, nobody freak out. But I looked up Christmas energy drinks on Amazon, and the only one that came up was The Rock's Christmas energy drink. So I don't want to be lame and just order it on Amazon. But I will check the store I usually get the Zoya thing from, and if it is there, I'm going to check tomorrow. I'm going to check, and if it is there, we're doing it. Aquatine returns tonight. You were right, Classic Cameron. Wow, this is only my energy up. We have, it's a white one. I like the white ones, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'm going to do that. Also, I'm never doing this thing again. Immediately, I don't like this. Thank you, Classic Cameron. Cheers to you. I also want to say this. I've been working on Film Route videos, new cartoons all year. This year has not been kind to me in terms of taking on other projects like that. It's just been very stressful and all that. But I don't want to say December 14th I have a new thing coming out. But my plan is right now, on December 13th, there'll be a stream at the regular Wednesday, 10:30 to 12:30 time. I'm fairly certain that's going to happen. Who the fuck knows with my life, man, but I'm going to try. And then December 14th, this is not... There will be okay. December 14th, there'll be a new Film Route video. If you're a patron, you will basically get a new Film Route video earlier that night and then a Movie Crap Live. Anyway, that is the plan. Right now, I have another one that is pretty much is more actually completed. That'll probably come out in January. December is a beast in terms of just life and everything, but in terms of getting Christmas specials done and all the big movies and all that stuff, it's a bit crazy. But I'm really committed to getting one of these things out this year. So that's the deal. Anyway, let's get into the first thing, which is Melissa Barrera. I believe it's Melissa Barrera. And everything that went on with, I believe it is, man, I should have this up. I want to have this up. The article that came out on Hollywood Reporter about everything. Well, should I start with a funny article, not the super serious? Like, let's start with Mr. Well, I guess everything's not fun because everything is scary and sucks right now. But there it is. Okay. All right. Let's not start with Scream 7. Oh, hey, happy Patrick Swayze Christmas. That's what you celebrate this week, right? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's their they're caught espresso beans. I want something to bring my energy. Anyway, cheers to you, Austin. Happy Patrick Swayze Christmas. That's what you celebrate this week, right? Cheers to you. Let's just do Mystery Science Theater and Family Guy and then do the heavy shit. I don't want to do the heavy shit right away. Because it's like the Sunday after Thanksgiving. You want to let's ease into this. All right. I'm not ignoring anything. Nobody said that. I'm just saying. All right. So in other bummer news, I guess, Mystery Science Theater 3000 was trying to crowdfund a season 14, and that didn't happen. Obviously, I have a lot of thoughts on that, but what happened, I think, is a lot of factors. This Kickstarter thing, it's not a Kickstarter. They use like Fund My Show or something. What did they? Anyway, oh, hello. Hey, Jim. Oh, hello, Calico Plus said, hey, Jim, been a hot minute since I've got these, but I hope you're doing okay. Did you see the trailer to the Urkel Christmas movie? I know everyone's dying to talk about it. Doing this while... Oh my god. Okay. Watch Stop or My Mom Will Shoot on Thanksgiving. Okay, that's pretty amazing. First, okay, I'll eat two at once. Calico, I want to say, I did see that trailer. I don't know if I will watch it or not. I feel like maybe I should because I'm a 90s kid and I grew up with that. So cheers to you, Calico Plus. Nice to see you again. It's really cool that you're here. I love it. And I hope this isn't gross. I'm never doing this. As I keep doing it. I guess Family Guy is the latest on the news. We haven't started anything yet, but thank you for being here. Thank you, Blocks the Oxymoco. Was Stop or My Mom Will Shoot good? And is the story about Arnold Schwarzenegger tricking Stallone into doing it still pretty funny after having seen that movie? Because didn't he he says it in interviews. He made a he saw the script and he made it sound like he really wanted to do it so Stallone would do it. I think that's funny. Apparently that's true. According to Schwarzenegger. All right. So, Mystery Science Theater 3000 Season 14 was supposed to be, I think it was Fund My Show or something of that matter. They made their own crowdfunding thing so they didn't have to give out fees to Kickstarter. So, they were kind of campaigning for a while. They started campaigning during the SAG strike. So, of course, I hope Urkel saves Christmas. Man, Calico. But they started the campaign during the SAG strike. So they didn't have Joel, they didn't have Emily or Jonah, which was, obviously an issue. But they said they would join the campaign later. They didn't. And then they were going to have the big Turkey Day marathon that was going to go on for a long time. And then it was going to, obviously reach all these goals. And they announced they're going to do Plan 9 for outer space, or they had the rights to do that. And then the Kickstarter basically didn't work. The live stream, I think, although the movies are still good, I watched the entire Giant Gila Monster during the stream. That was cool. and fell asleep, I think, during one of the whatever was after that. But I have to admit, one, it was the one Kickstarter campaign that I'm figuring out how to budget Christmas presents for kids and all the other Christmas stuff that's going on and all the other holiday things. And last night I was like looking at the campaign, I was looking at it fail, and I didn't give anything because I was just like, how am I gonna, like, I don't know, I wanted to give like something major, but it was like I could give $5, and I didn't end up doing it, which I felt really ashamed of. But at the same time, I knew a lot of people who were like, man, I am worried about doing the holidays and eating. Like, I can't do this right now. And I think there's a real part of this that, part of this is you can't keep doing Kickstarters for a fandom. I think everyone wanted Gizmoplex to be more sustainable. But at the same time, Midnight's Edge, which is everyone's favorite. Okay, Midnight's Edge sucks, basically. But they got a wind of that Emily is a host just now because they're such big nerd fans of things. And they were like, oh, well, MST3K went woke. And I saw all these people who I never seen tweet out Mystery Science Theater suddenly went, oh, well, they went woke and went broke or whatever. But I was a little like, I don't I don't think so, since you didn't engage with it at all. What I think honestly happened here is a bunch of factors. One is Emily and Jonah, or the bots even, should have been a part of it. The guy, I think Matt, who is a writer, whoever he was, should not have been the host. Like, I don't have anything against him personally, but that's just not going to move the needle, and it just didn't feel as exciting, and it was just like, I just thought that was sort of a mistake. Like even Joel isn't on it as much as this writer dude, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. I know, no, I did check on this, and I'm not trying to create drama or a feud or something, but I did notice that both Emily and Jonah doesn't have a Twitter though, stopped posting like right before the crowdfunding started. And I assume, I don't know what is going on there. I really don't know. But the fact that they went like radio silence, I don't think is like a great sign, to be honest with you. And I think that they should, it's like, if you're going to do it all out like it used to be, and like other MST3K alums will show up, and like, I just think we need to, get the cast out there and get it exciting. It just didn't feel as immediate. But I think, the other thing is Gizmoplex is a cool idea, but after the new episodes, I watched everything Mystery Science Theater in the past year on Pluto. Like, I just randomly turn it on, and I've watched whole episodes that way like a bunch of times. And like, I don't know if Gizmoplex really works at getting new people into it. The fact that like a lot of people are like, Emily is on the show is not a great sign, even if it was like toxic bullshit. I have, and I knew people who eventually caught up with it, who were fans, but I know a bunch of fans who just like stopped. And even though I think season 13 was the best of the reboot seasons, what I think is the problem right now, and Patton Oswalt didn't do anything, although he did something for fucking Ghostbusters. What the fuck? Like, what was that about? Like, you can promote Ghostbusters better than Mystery Science Theater? Like, I don't know what's going on there, or Felicia Day, or Baron Vaughn, or it's like Hampton Yount, I think, tweeted more about like how Netflix spent that guy who like robbed Netflix of all that money and stuff. So it's just like was a weird vibe to the whole thing, and I don't understand. Like, maybe they weren't paid well, or there's a contract negotiation. It just felt like something that shouldn't have happened when it did. What I do think, if they're going to continue, if they can't do it with a network, I've said this before in a previous thing I made about how to reboot Mystery Science Theater, and a lot of it I still maintain is, one, make a Patreon. I'm sure you could probably get 100K a month. That's not like, I honestly think you could make the rewards like sustainable, because I got too many rewards, and I only gave like I don't think I crossed 200. I think it was like 150 or something. I like didn't give a lot of money last time, and I got a shirt, a popcorn bucket, I have a Christmas card, I have a soda thing. I have like all this crap, and it's like at a certain point, like how much did you guys make out of it? You know, and like I do think like make a sustainable Patreon, and then keep it as like we need this for the new episodes, and then when there is a new episode, do those restored ones or surgically enhanced ones. But also, like in the last year, where was the tour? Like there needed to be another tour. MST3K is on Tubi in individual episodes, but not as a streaming thing. I would say Tubi maybe would fund it, but I've watched ones on Tubi before. Maybe they're not on there now, but I believe they are. Gary. Also, that Dark City DVD is really great. Anyway, I was just looking at it. I let my kid play frisbee with it. It was amazing. I do think it should go to YouTube. I think it should premiere on YouTube because the problem is it needs to be accessible to people. And Gizmoplex, like I know it played on Pluto. I saw Emily episodes on Pluto. I know it aired other places later, but people are not discovering them. And YouTube is a good discovery device. So I just wish they would open it up more. YouTube premieres are great because like there's a lot of people subscribe to that thing, and I think people would discover them and new people would discover it. But having that, having this barrier to entry with Gizmoplex is, it works for the fans, and I get that. And if you had a Patreon, maybe you could be like on Thursday, if you're a patron, you get Mystery Science Theater. If you're not, on Friday, you don't have to rip off me. You could do it a week, you could do it 2 days, I don't fucking care. But like it needs to be more accessible to people, and you could do sponsorships and all that stuff. And I think, I don't know. I just think it should be on YouTube, and then you could even do a thing where it's like, okay, it premieres on YouTube, but it also premieres on Pluto. It plays on Pluto 4 times a weekend, or it plays on, I think they have a Twitch stream a couple times a weekend. There's ways to get it out there, but it's just not working. Anyway, I hope they are able to figure it out. I think with Plan 9, that's a big one. I also think like Plan 9 is my worst movie of all time, my generation's. Get more of Neil Breen, get more of the New Generations thing if you wanted to move on. I mean, we're coming up on, in the next couple of years, the 40th anniversary, and it's been a real long run for this show, and I would like it to get a 14. I would like Emily to do more episodes. I would like Jonah. I would like them all to support it. I'm not trying to throw blame on them. Good night, Purple Goop. Thank you for being here. But anyway, they need to do more, but I agree with what Gary's saying, actually. They do need to do better promos in it, and like they needed to do that better. The Turkey Day thing, they have all this like staticky thing and like wait 30 seconds and all, like it just stunk, and I hope they do a better job when they do it again. But I do agree, like Shout Factory should be paying them. Maybe Paramount Plus from the Comedy Central days. That's an old property. That's, I think, don't they own Sci-Fi? Who owns Sci-Fi? Is that Universal? Okay. But like, I know Viacom, I've heard from various sources that like Viacom still has all the old Mystery Science Theater tapes. Like they should do something with that. And they have Pluto. Like they could like really, that would work out for them. Anyway, I hope it works out. I still love the show. I still want to review it and all of that. Now let's move on to Family Guy. Family Guy. Sorry. I hope that wasn't too much like random ranting. Sorry. I hope this like hour thing works. I don't know. So Family Guy, it is learned, is going to move to Wednesdays starting, I believe, in like next year. Sorry. This was hastily put together. You can tell. Next year for instead of Sunday. Now, I think the main reason for that, and there's a couple of reasons actually, that should be pointed out, is Fox doesn't own Family Guy and The Simpsons. Like, it's not making money off syndication anymore. They sold all of that crap to Disney. So they're only making money on first run episodes. And like, I don't think Family Guy and Simpsons ratings in 2023 on terrestrial TV is probably bringing home the bacon it used to, especially without those sweet, sweet streaming syndication checks, which it's not getting anymore. So without that, I wonder how valuable that is. And especially with their Crapopolis and all the stuff that they do own that now. That's not a Disney thing. Do they have a financial incentive to just play their own shows with The Simpsons? Now, The Simpsons is sort of a legacy show. I think moving that would be a little too high profile. The Family Guy is also a legacy show, but I think they know, like, why don't we just anchor it on another night and it doesn't matter. Now, I do find it weird that Crapopolis, like, I saw Ryan talking about it, but I have heard has anyone reviewed it? Like, I don't even know anyone who's talking about that show. It is, like, so weird. Like, Dan Harmon has a show and nobody cares. Like, just bizarre to me. But I think part of it is that. Another part of it is even the people who make money off of Family Guy, like Disney, they don't have a deal with Seth MacFarlane currently. He signed a deal with Universal. So even the people who do make Family Guy money have no incentive for it to do super well, because what are they going to do with Seth MacFarlane? They just want him to make more Family Guy, but he's off doing shit with Universal. So it's like everyone who's involved in this and making money off of this is not actually working with him on anything other than Family Guy. And I'm sure they're like, and Fox had a weird history with him and Universal where they like passed on Ted, and Ted became a huge hit and they looked embarrassed. And I think it's like Universal will let him do more of what he wants. I think what we're going to be seeing is him probably moving over there entirely because they've always had a better relationship. I do think I wouldn't be surprised if Disney tries to get him to do a movie, much like we heard about the rumor with The Simpsons. But I am curious what the future of Fox is. But if they moving that I think was just because they have no financial incentive to make it work anymore. Like it's not really as attractive to anyone they have to meet with. You know, Universal's not meeting with Fox about that. They're just like, you know, I'm sure they meet with the Disney people. They're like, well, we don't fucking care. And they're like, well, I don't fucking care. And then they're like, well, then let's just move it. You know, it's like all the bigwigs probably aren't fighting for it because why would they? To be honest with you, you know? And I'm sure Disney's like, you know, keep making episodes, or we could just move it to Hulu or FXX and it'll do super well because we have it on our thing. So maybe that'll sort of work out, but we'll see. What is family gay slop? I'm a little confused about that. Gay slop? All right, whatever. I'm a little confused by anti. Let's maybe. I'm a little confused by anti-Satan pro-life is let's put you in a timeout for a little bit. That's a little much. All right. But anyway, what was I gonna say? I don't know. We'll see what the future is with all that. But I don't think it's going to continue. In a positive way. I think that, you know, I think The Simpsons they have to keep on, but I wouldn't be surprised at some point Disney decides to not have it on Fox or not renew it or something like that. Same with Bob's Burgers. I'm a little confused why like Disney hasn't just gotten rid of the Fox stuff entirely. I'm not sure what the contracts are with that. I think maybe they have to keep it, but I think like at some point they're starting to think about how to prioritize without them. So, what's the other? Oh, so we're going to talk about everything with the Palestine stuff that came out with an article from. Okay, well that's not the article. That's the other article. But there is an article, another article basically. Okay, I can't find the original, but basically we learned a lot of people were basically fired from their agencies, fired from movies for supporting Palestine. Mostly the big one being Melissa Barrera, dropped from Scream 7. I know I know Susan Sarandon was cut. I know from her agency. I know Tom Cruise's agent was almost cut and he supported her in that article. I do think the Tom Cruise thing was interesting because everyone's like, Tom Cruise never stands up for anything. I'm like, except for like the Golden Globes, because remember when the Golden Globes were racist and like that came out, and like the next day he returned his Golden Globes, which was a big deal because that was their main thing, is like they gave awards to stars, and Tom Cruise got like returned them right away. It was a major like thing. People were actually shocked he did it. So I'm not super surprised that like he's always been someone who's like, if you fuck with, if you are problematic, like he's not going to speak out unless he can actually do something, it seems like. And this, I don't think Tom Cruise is perfect or anything, but I'm not surprised that he would stick up for also like someone who's associated with him, like an agent who got fired from the motion picture division, and he just came into the agency to have a meeting with her to show like, hey, I'm still like Tom Cruise, so like you can't fire her because I work with her. Which was a baller move, and I think actually cool of him to support someone. We read all these things. I've yet to read anyone supporting anyone fully. It's sad about Susan Sarandon. I love her as an actress. Melissa Barrera, I think, is the biggest one. But I think with her, it seems, first off, it's basically that she was... how that story broke was actually interesting because it first came out, she said anti-Semitic things, and that was all anyone heard. I don't follow her on Instagram or anything. And that's what Jacob Hall of Slash Film reported. And he stood by his source, which is what you're supposed to do. I'm not a huge fan of Jacob Hall on podcasts, but I can't knock him for standing by his source. That's what you do. And he basically was like, he really stuck his guns, but then when he found out what it actually was, because he didn't know, because his source wasn't telling him. And I think I retweeted that and then deleted it as soon as I actually knew what was going on. So I apologize if anyone thought I was supporting that in any way, but I was not. But how it's reported at first sometimes can be a clusterfuck, but it wasn't. She supported Palestine and was claiming about a ceasefire and saying how they weren't showing as much Palestinian imagery, which is not anti-Semitic or anything like that. That's like a weird narrative people push on it, but it's not true. But then she was let go from the franchise. We know the director who directed Happy Death Day and stuff. I was hoping he would. I was really happy he was doing Scream 7, but he was basically like, it wasn't my call. It seems like Spyglass, the head of Spyglass, fired her, which is weird that it happened that way, and that it turned out Jenna Ortega had actually already left. That, I think, is more to, like I've said before, in less controversial things, Jenna Ortega had moved on months and months, but like before the SAG strike. It just was never announced, and then her reps decided like, oh, it would be a good day to announce this. It depends on how you feel about that, whether she was opportunistic or whether she's supporting her friend to make Scream 7 look like a pile of crap. That's like sort of up to you in that regard. I think like it might have not even been Jenna Ortega's decision to release that news. It might have been like her publicist is like, we're going with this. This is the greatest time ever for us. I don't know, but it was a lesson in like, this is why, casting news is not given out the way like when it happens. That's basically what happens. But it's interesting. Yeah, the Boots Riley thing is another thing. I gotta say, every time there's a reason to go against Boots Riley, because he's a very liberal kind of guy. Hollywood is always like, I don't know about this Boots Riley guy. Like every time, whether it's the WGA stuff, whether like they always want to talk shit about Boots Riley. Like somebody in Hollywood does not like that guy. I think that guy's great. I don't see what the problem is. They're clearly showing like their more conservative views. It's like they always find a way in any of these articles to be like, oh, and Boots Riley's fucking crazy. And it's like, dude, did you like look at what Boots Riley did before he came to Hollywood? Like that's the way that guy is. Like I don't understand like what sorry you just found out, but anyway. I do think Jenna Ortega is supporting her in some ways. I know she's like posts and stuff. I don't mean to throw shade. I'm just saying how this information is doled out. I do think Scream 7 is kind of a really hard time. I know they're trying to get Nev Campbell. I know they're talking to Patrick Dempsey, probably because he worked on Spyglass's other film recently, which was Thanksgiving. But we'll see what happens there. I think it was a major misstep. Supposedly they sort of just wanted to get rid of her because they weren't super into her as a lead. And I know a few people have come out and said, "Oh, I never liked her as an actress and stuff." I don't even really want to get into that because to my mind, like how she was fired was grossly inappropriate. And if that's how you wanted to do it, you could have just been like, you didn't have to do it so publicly and so in a way that everyone thought she was anti-Semitic for a few, maybe an hour or something. But the fact that you did that, there's probably someone who now thinks you're just anti-Semitic forever and won't ever check on it. So I think they need to. They need to move on and figure out. But if I was Nev Campbell, I wouldn't. I'm kind of like, just sell the Scream franchise, dude. Just like, you fucked it up. Just sell it off. This is you've bungled this shit, and I don't think you should be doing this anymore. Anyway, yeah, it's like, do you want to watch Scream 7 after all this? Like, if you see Nev Campbell, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, she like did this. Like, even if I like the director and it's like a good Scream movie, it's still gonna have like this weird aftertaste of like, these people like knew, these people would just like fire her and just like make her out to be something that she clearly wasn't. And like the weirdness of all that, it's just like very it's just really weird, the whole thing. So I obviously I'm pro a ceasefire, and I hope a ceasefire happens soon and all of that, if you're wondering about me. Anyway, let's move on to let's talk about the Simpson movie rumors. This was, of course, reported by Jeff Snyder, who, again, like, I think he's good for scoops and not so much into the movie opinions or his opinions on other things. I think I have to specify that. But he said, and I agree with this thinking, which is very true, that James L. Brooks just got a green light for a movie, which supposedly was done so that they could eventually make a Simpsons movie too. James L. Brooks's movies, like, to specify like why this makes sense, James L. Brooks' last movie was like a huge bomb. What was it called? Oh my god, it was like an epic. Hold on, James L. Brooks. It was like epically expensive. How do you know? Yes, it cost like $100 million. I never watched. I kind of want to see it because I've seen broadcast news and I do like Terms of Endearment. I don't like As Good as It Gets. But it had Reese Witherspoon, Paul Rudd, Owen Wilson, Jack Nicholson. All four of them is like 80 million. I'm not, even then was like expensive. And so like, and that was a bomb, by the way. That was a bomb movie. That did not do well at all, And I think if they're citing that, at this point, because the guys haven't had a hit since maybe Spanglish did well, but that's like, we're talking almost 20 years. And even then, those movies are expensive. Like, they're just like not things that people pick up anymore. It just isn't. So if they're like, okay, we will lose $100 million on a movie that no one in the studio, that is Jack's last movie. You're right, Gary. I don't know why I pointed at my screen. Like, you're right there. That's Gary over there. Sorry. I'm sure they are not like super excited about that, but in their mind is like, how much money would they make off merch, off streaming, off everything if they have a Simpsons movie? And so is it worth it to like throw him a bone and maybe it'll get some Oscar noms, maybe it'll sort of work out, whatever. So I don't think a Simpsons movie, like even in 2007, it was too late. So like in let's say that what was greenlit was actually a Simpsons movie. What, that comes out in 2026? Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious about this? Like that part I don't think makes any real sense at all. I think that's a stupid idea to make that a movie. Like think about it. Like I just don't. I also think the Simpsons have not bridged the gap to like my daughter's generation. So it's like, I'm probably not going to bring them. It's like, it just doesn't feel as generational as it did in 2007. I understand they want a Simpsons movie, but same with like, I don't know. I think it is like, it's just bizarre The whole thing is very bizarre if that's what they're trying to do. I don't think it's not true. I think it is actually true because if any studio is highlighting, I've listened to that thing on Polly Platt on You Must Remember This, and they go over most of, because she worked on most of the James L. Brooks' stuff. There's so many disasters in the way. There is no fucking way. Like, that have to be an amazing, like, impeachable script. Like, in all seriousness, like, I would, if someone was like, they just, if someone told me that news, I would think the same thing. So I think that is probably what's going on. They are pursuing a Simpsons movie because they need it. Now let's talk about the box office, which Disney isn't doing too well. I want to talk about this for a couple of reasons because it's actually sort of interesting to talk about this weekend. Because are we talking about? Let's do 4-day. So what we have here is a really interesting weekend. First off, is it seems like okay. So Napoleon, and I'll say this again about every Apple thing. It really does not matter how much an Apple movie makes. Apple does not. Apple's just doing this theatrical because they know it helps their streaming service. Because so many studies have been shown to show that if your movie's in theaters, your streaming numbers will be astronomical, and that's what they're doing here. And so, if they know that will happen, so they are letting them release it, and they get money on the side from the theatrical release. So, Killers of the Flower Moon isn't a bomb. Napoleon isn't a bomb. Apple doesn't give a shit. They don't even talk about these things during their earning calls, as well as Amazon. So, but it still made $32 million over the weekend, which is insane. I think that's the craziest story of the whole thing because I don't think anyone thought Napoleon was going to be drawing that, which is insane. It shows Joaquin Phoenix has more box office potential than I think any of us realized. The Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I think makes Lionsgate look a lot better because nobody really thought that was going to do well, and it's at $98 million, looking like at least like possibly another a new Hunger Games thing. But I think. It shows like letting a franchise lie and also basing it on a book, which I didn't know. A couple of people told me. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. So I think that worked out for Lionsgate with Hunger Games. I don't know if it'll be another huge franchise thing, but it seems like word of mouth is working for it, and I heard it was good. I don't know if I'll review it or not, but yeah, that is Yoda with a Santa hat. My kids refer to it as Baby Yoda because they know Baby Yoda more than Yoda in today's world, I guess. Now, what happened with Wish, I think, is a couple of things. It only made 23 over the weekend, but 31 over the whole Thanksgiving holiday. Effectively, I think what happened was Trolls competing with it. Hope they change 7-Elevens into Quickie Marts again. Nathaniel Foga, I agree. That is cheers to you. I would like that. That was cool. I think there's a picture of me somewhere with a comic book guy, I think. In one of them. Cheers to you, Nathaniel Foga. Hope the wedding's going well. But anyway, the thing with that is, I do not like, and this is a thing that's been going on forever with animated releases, like back to like the 80s, do not release two big animated things right next to each other. There's no reason for it. There are not enough animated movies to be doing this garbage with. And I think it shows Universal is destroying Disney this year. Because not only do they have Mario, not only do they have Trolls, and they've just bested them. Even though they didn't make more this weekend, Trolls is like made, 64. It's definitely gonna end up beating, it's definitely hurting Wish. And then you have Migration, which is 100% gonna make a ton of money. So like the whole idea that they, I don't know, that Disney, I mean their only bomb was Ruby Gillman, which was the best one. But I think, yeah, they kind of fucked this up. They should have pushed Wish back. They shouldn't have had it be on a major holiday. I know they wanted to do that, but like I said, like I plan to see Wish for my kids this weekend. Every theater that would have been easier for me to take a 2-year-old was playing Trolls, and we had already seen, like my daughter and I had already seen Trolls, You can you can talk about that in my you see that in my review. But I just don't. I think they kind of messed that up. Like, don't release things so close together. Those are two major animated films. So I think it probably hurt Trolls as well. I bet you Trolls would have made a lot more money this weekend had it not have to compete with Wish. And most people I talked to who were adults did not want to see Wish, but I knew a bunch of adults wanted to see Trolls. So I think it didn't work out for anyone. I think it's a dumb idea. You know, Wish should have tried to, like, maybe, like, they were like, oh, we have to fight Wonka, which is very much a kid's film, apparently, and Migration. We don't want to do that. But at the same time, it's like, you need to move down. And Disney's not doing so well. I mean, Marvel's didn't really get a post-Thanksgiving bump at all. That's still there, but it's like, you know, it's only at 76 million. It's just not really working out for them at all. They didn't really do a good job, I think, of this year. And I think Universal, who does have two animation studios, is going to be the new animation leader because they signed a deal with Mario, and they're, you know, they have franchises they can rely on better. And you know, Illumination's just really good with the kid movies. Although I did hear that apparently the director of Migration is the director of Ernest and Celestine and said no fart jokes. What the fuck? What is this? Illumination doesn't have fart jokes? Back in my day, the Minions farted. And that was like what we all came for. And now it's like, Illumination doesn't have farts? What kind of America do I live in anymore that I don't get farts anymore in my Illumination movies? Are they not going to say banana? Like, what is this? You let some French people into Illumination, which is completely unprecedented, I'm sure, and now we can't have farts, we can't have bananas. Like, where are we even going with this anymore? What is this life without farts? Like, come on, Universal. Disney, you know what, Disney? Disney should go nuclear on this shit and up farts. Like, let's have double the farts in an animated movie. I'd say 80% more farts in the new Disney movie. I think that's what we need to do. Because, like, what is this movie? They don't make potty jokes? Like, I guess they do in the trailer. But, like, what is this? What is going on right now? Like, what if I see it in 4D and it doesn't smell like somebody farted all over the place? What did I spend my money on? Like, to, like, really experience it? All of cinema? Like, what? Scorsese would never do this. This is obscene. Like, what am I supposed to tell my kids when there aren't no fart jokes? And they're like, where were the fart jokes? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to have to ask for a refund at the theater. I'm like, there were no fart jokes. And like, we just heard that from Killers of the Flower Moon too. Actually, is there a fart joke in Killers of the Flower Moon? I don't actually know. Anyway, let me... Sorry, when Ryan told me that, I said I'm going to riff on that for 5 minutes. All right, I'll do one thing and then we'll do questions, and then we're going to probably end around 9:10. Aardman is apparently out of clay. This is a real story this is a real thing. The people who manufacture their clay have closed down. Apparently they do have a backlog and they're looking for a new supplier. They're not worried. They have like a year's supply or something. This is a real thing, Aardman. And what's crazy is like this is December of Aardman, because I've heard a bunch of kids say they want to watch my kids want to watch the Shaun the Sheep special. I think I might actually review it this year, as well as Robin, as well as you have a new Chicken Run thing. Like this is Aardman is gonna be hitting. So I expect more. We'll see more of Aardman this December, which is cool. Aardman needs a win. All right, let's do questions. I'm gonna write questions below, and I think let's end around 9:10. Questions below this, and I'll answer some questions, and then we'll go. Thank you everyone who did a super chat. Sorry it was weird with the espresso beans. We'll never do that again, ever in my life, unless someone has a super chat. Then I guess I have to do this. Sorry, it's an hour show because I have a lot of cleaning to do. You wrote something on Patreon? I thought I said not to. Okay, well I'll go find it. I'll go find it. Let's find it right now. Notification. Let's see. Let's see. Jim checks Patreon live. Wait, you did? No, you didn't. Wait a second. Oh, it's on the other thing. Sorry. I'm fucking stupid. All right. What a great show, Jim. No question. Just wanted to say that. Fuck Austin. Okay. What is your favorite Ridley Scott film? I would probably say Alien. That was my first R-rated movie. Alien's the best. I don't care. Nathaniel Foga, best thing you've gotten on Black Friday. I got a day off. That was cool. Not this year though. Bloxy Oxenwinkle, question: Do you love espresso beans? I actually do. Anytime I'm at Trader Joe's, I get them. They're Trader Joe's ones in case. Revel, nice, Austin. I don't think. Okay, Gary asks. I feel like this is good. I feel like people are overreacting when they see the Scott Pilgrim trailer lied to them. Do you think that these types of reactions are going to become more and more prevalent? I think that is a real thing, by the way. People do not like being lied to in trailers at all. It's kind of an advertising thing. You're not supposed to do that. But at the same time, I think that was like part of the surprise, and I think that was the point. I'm fine with that. I saw that again with the He-Man trailer, whenever that was, when the new He-Man show started originally. But I think like people should just realize like that it's pretty clear while we're watching it that was the point. I'm sure people will get mad because they want Scott Pilgrim, but I think like the point of the show doing okay, that's fine. Sorry, newer stuff I think was, or different stuff I think was cool. So, have you watched Bono's Peter and the Wolf? I don't think I have. Although Carter Wright asked that. We do watch like other English kind of shows like the Stickman and Gruffalo and all that, but I haven't seen. I don't know if I would. Bono's. I can't deal with that guy sometimes. I like you too, to a point, meaning not past 97, but I don't know if I could deal with that. TuneJ723, would Michael Eisner have handled the current Disney situation better? Yes, I don't think he would have released Wish. See, the thing is, like, Wish definitely should come out on a holiday season, but that wasn't working out. So, like, I don't know. I mean, what was coming out? There's nothing coming out. That's the thing is, like, Warner's is doing this too. They're releasing all these big movies within a 10-day period. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, there's not supposedly like there's going to be like nothing in the summer and nothing in the first couple months. I'm like, so then like why don't you move some? Like I don't understand. Like move Aquaman. Does Aquaman have Oscar buzz? Like move Wish to March. Like you'd have more time. I don't really. I think Michael Eisner would be smarter about that stuff. Jordan, have you seen Big Fish? Yes, I have. I really like it. It's one of the later Tim Burtons I actually like. Cornbread, if you take an espresso bean and an energy drink sip at the same time, will you become supersonic? I haven't done that, but I've had one with a coffee, and I did feel a lot of energy. Austin says, question, Cornbread has been helping me putting soundboard clips. Any ideas of sounds we should add? We have one slot left. What do you mean soundboard, like... I don't know. Maybe someone going, boo? Like the... from Home Improvement, maybe? I'm not sure what the soundboard's for. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Is it of me? I don't want to be egotistical. Or what? Tell me what the soundboard is. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be stupid. Do you think Stop Her My Mom Will Shoot is better than Colors of the Flower Moon? No. I don't know. You guess it. Why are Disney/DreamWorks TV shows generally ahead of their movies since the streaming era? Like, I guess animation feels ahead. I think that's probably because you were probably given a lot more freedom on TV currently than that. Favorite Nathaniel Foga, favorite Macy's Day Parade year. I think currently with my kids that's my favorite, but my favorite, I think I tweeted my memories of it before, was seeing Spider-Man every year because that was the only time, like before the 90s show, that was the only time I'd see new Spider-Man stuff on TV. So any of that stuff was exciting. I didn't see the Secret Wars stuff. I didn't see that float. Or if I did, I don't remember it. I probably did, to be honest with you. Would you like to see a Cruel World live-action remake? I didn't miss a couple. I'm sorry. What? Isn't it already... Would it be reversed then? Sure. I'm not sure what that is, but I would... Sure. Anti-Satan pro-life. Am I out of the naughty corner yet? I guess you are. Just don't repeat the same thing. It kind of ruins the vibe, dude. Gordon Bread, where were you in the Scott Pilgrim show when you put out your short? Oh, where was I? I thought it was here. I almost thought it was right here. Right? What do you mean? Like, where was I? I thought I put it out here, too. I think so. I think it was right here. Carter Wright. Oh, we did that. Sorry, Austin. Why are people mad Invincible is going to, when it's on hiatus for a month break back in the day, I had to wait 4 years for a new episode of Adventure Bros. I actually don't understand. Like, I don't get that stuff because, like, as someone who makes their own stuff, like, I'd much rather have someone work to make something better than rush something out to, like, it meet some shitty fan demand. Like, anytime, it's not like you're waiting for dinner in a restaurant or something. It's a different thing, and you want someone to take their time. Like, I don't really understand that at all. I think people who think that way don't understand how to make stuff, and it's just like it shows when you say that. Would you? Sorry, this is Gary. Would you do a review of the first Scott Pilgrim animated Adult Swim did? I did actually. I did. So there we go. Oh, Austin answered that. Okay. People for the Discord. Can you add audio clips? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If you want me to, let me know. Message me later. Favorite DreamWorks movie? How to Train Your Dragon. That's easy. I'm sorry. Have you watched Pantheon? No, I haven't actually watched season 1. Unfortunately, it kind of got before me. Oh, you forgot to eat cranberry sauce. I'm sorry. That sucks. Question: if Mario is doing so well for Universal, do you think Universal regrets not buying the film rights for Mario, or Disney regrets not buying the film rights for Mario in the '90s and including it in the parks? Oh, absolutely. I think I'm curious when Nintendo and Disney will try to try to get a Nintendo property as the Disney thing. I'm curious if they will do that since Nintendo's bouncing around studios and stuff. With what happened with Zelda and Sony, I'm sure someone at Disney is like, can we get like Star Fox or you name it. I don't think Metroid would be a good fit, but wait, which show? What are you asking me? Pantheon? What are we talking about? I am going to review Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, by the way. It should be up by the end of next week, I hope. I haven't shot it. Would you grow a mullet? Black Sox Wiggle. I had one in the 90s and I didn't like it, so my parents wouldn't let me grow my hair out. I don't exactly understand the reasoning behind that one, but cool. I forget which one I'm on. I forget now. Anyway, Gary says, what are the chances of Ruby Gilman makes some kind of a comeback in a shorter anime series? I don't know, but I think that would work out with that. Anyway, I think that is it. I should probably go. I want to thank everyone. I'm sorry this was like such a quick thing. I will do, if you're watching this, I'm probably going to do all the timestamps later tonight. I'm going to just leave this up. I usually make it unlisted while I do the timestamps. So maybe it'll be unlisted and come back later tonight. But as for right now, if you're watching this and there aren't timestamps, just know we'll do that later. You can come back tomorrow or something. So apologies for that. I want to thank everyone for being here. This was honestly just a test kind of thing. I would like to, and I want to say this right now, I would like to do a stream next week. I do not know when it's going to happen, but I guarantee the 13th. I do not know when and if I can do a stream next week. I'm going to figure that out, or the following week, but I know it's not going to happen this Wednesday. But I think after the 13th, it should be sort of consistent, I hope. So let's see what happens. But I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for doing the super chat. Nathaniel Foga, have fun at your wedding. Not your, I don't think it's your wedding, but a wedding, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, that got weird. Let's, I'm going to go. I hope you like the stuff. I will have an Aqua Teen kind of short review of the 2 episodes this week. I will have a thing about Disney animation voices probably tomorrow. There'll be another Scorsese, all sorts of that fun stuff. But anyway, thank you for being here. I hope I was entertaining on 8 o'clock on a Sunday. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. And I will see you all next time. All right. Good night and goodbye. Peace. See ya next stream or next video. Bye.